Well, it may be back to the old grind, but honestly, I'm feeling pretty good today. Happy Monday, everybody. So, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. What would be my low? I guess my low is that I was a little bit lazy getting out of bed this morning. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten up maybe a little bit earlier, but you know what? I'll give myself a bit of a pass for that because it's not that big of a deal. I mean, listen, this is the closest thing I can find to anything that resembles a low. You gotta bear with me here. What would be my high? What would be my high? My high would be just the fact that I celebrated Mother's Day yesterday. Honestly, this whole weekend, I mean, I said that there are things in this weekend that weren't very eventful. I was speaking like on that day in general. And I'll make a post about this on my Facebook a little bit later. But this really was a weekend where every great thing that happened, when you combine them together, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So, yeah. But I'll make a post about that a little bit later. And my act of kindness. What would be my act of kindness? Oh, helped my parents watch my nephews yesterday. Helped make dinner yesterday. I mean, I already given my mom her gifts on Thursday, so that was taken care of. So, yeah. It was pretty solid Mother's Day. My mom made spaghetti and meatballs, which is awesome. She made cheesy garlic bread, which I'm going to need to try and make something like that myself. This is a great day overall, man. It was. I mean, I don't really have anything bad or negative to say. It was honestly a great Mother's Day weekend. I would say of all the major holidays that we've had in 2025, I'm, perfect for, here's the thing. On my bucket list, I have 3 check marks, I believe. 1 for Valentine's Day, 1 for St. Patrick's Day, and 1 for Easter. I wasn't entirely sure if I should include New Year's Day because that was the day I came up with the bucket list in general. I guess so. I'll play it by ear. I think I'll see how I feel later on. But yeah, 4 major holidays down, and I mean, do I even need to mention that the State of My Being address is just over a week and a half from now? Yeah. I get my haircut this week too. I'm excited. I haven't gotten my haircut since like January. So that's exciting. But you know what else is exciting? We got a new One Piece manga chapter today. So let us read this, shall we? Oh yeah, I also forgot another act of kindness I did. I probably either said to, posted to, or wished a happy Mother's Day like 100 times yesterday to anyone I knew who was a mom. If I didn't hit 100, I'd be shocked. I mean, you probably got some big number or whatever. But anyway, One Piece, chapter 1148, Ranya. It's spelled Ronja, but I think the J sound is a ya sound, so Ranya. Okay. Let's begin. Okay. Looks like Gunko is using one of her arrows to... Did she just make a giant plank with an arrow at the end of it? Bro. She's literally going to make these kids walk the plank. Okay, you need to understand, this is a pirate manga. We're 1,148 chapters in, and this is the first instance where there's literally been walking the plank. Anyway, let's see. Oh, there's a titular character, Rania. And Rania is walking on said arrow plank thing. Okay, so it looks like where she's going to jump off to the underworld, where Luffy, Loki, and everybody else are going to be down there. Okay. 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 Okay, Summer Sabina. If we don't hear your decision 30 seconds... Okay, because remember, they're either going to kill the kid... Like, they'll kill the kids if they don't burn the owl library. Those are the stakes right now. And looks like they have 30 seconds to make a decision. Oh, dear. This is some pretty heavy stuff. I mean, you know what? This actually just reminded me. During the Egghead arc in a Kobe flashback, if you can believe, wow, I can't believe I remember this. But when Kobe was receiving training from Garb asked the question, you have an opportunity to save a baby or a child, or an opportunity to save the old man. What do you save? And according to Garb, the answer is the baby or child. Like, you can't have a new generation if said new generation dies. You know, it's possible the old man lived a good life, I mean, obviously Kobe's like, you know what, I'm going to find a way to save both. Which, that's how good of a guy Kobe is. But this is exactly the sort of mentality that I'm seeing right now. Like, do you burn hundreds upon hundreds of years of history and literature all for the sake of a child? I mean, where do you go from that? And it looks like everybody's reacting to it. Oh. Ooh, looks like Robin's going to make a move. And she makes a move. Bro. That is awesome. That is so cool. Robin's attacking Summers. Okay. Uh-huh. Ooh. Wait, did Robin send one of her clones out? Yeah, she did. Okay. Okay. So it looks like Robin, well, one of Robin's clones, hugged St. Summers and threw him over the edge to get him out of the range of the... Because apparently his devil fruit power does have a range. Okay. Okay. Ooh. See, unfortunately, when Robin makes any clones of herself, or any of her body parts for that matter, if any of them get hurt, she feels it. And Robin's clone just got impaled with dozens of thorns that, for all intents and purposes, are like giant, like road spikes. Or railroad spikes. And it looks like Robin's taking that pain like a champ. Nice. Okay. And, of course, Summers makes a giant rope out of his thorns. And now... looks like 30 seconds are almost up. Or, actually, they haven't said how long it's passed. Yeah, the anime's going to have a really hard time adapting this. Okay. Oh. It looks like Ryan's talking. What's Ryan saying here? I love the school. It's where my friends are. I love the library too. The books tell you about places all around the world. The teachers at school taught me this lesson. You mustn't cause trouble for other people. You mustn't do things that make them upset. If we lose a score in the library in order to stop me from falling off the branch, that would be really sad and make everyone upset. So I think I'll fall instead. Don't worry, Chief Yarrow, I'll be alright. I'm a lucky girl. I'll bet everything will turn out fine. Oh my God! This little girl's really gonna do it! Okay, seriously, this is like the coolest, bravest little girl I've ever seen ever. Like, if I ever become a father and I have a little girl that's even half as brave as this little girl right here, I know I've done a good job parenting. Holy cow. Oh, man. Looks like Jarl says set the school on fire anyway. Oh! Stopper Gabon makes the move. And he got St. Summers. And wait, he just cut. Oh, this is a rather interesting error. See, in the panel where Scopper Gabon cut off Summers' arm, it's Summers' left arm that's been cut off. But in this bottom panel here, he cut off his right hand. Or right arm. And it's not growing. Wait, does Scopper Gabon know how to beat these guys? Because remember, like, in the previous chapters, whenever the Holy Knights were attacked, like, if any, like, was, like, blown off or incinerated, it regenerated stuff right back. This isn't happening here. It would seem that Summers is rather nervous. Ooh. Looks like Scopper Gabon says, it's been a while, eh? Ooh. Looks like St. Separate Summers and Scopper Gabon know each other. Interesting. Very interesting. What could it be? How do they know each other? There's got to be some kind of logical explanation for this. The only instance I could see how they would know each other would be the God Valley incident 38 years ago. Because that's when the Roger Pirates and the Holy Knights would have been present there. I mean, we're due to get several flashbacks throughout this arc. That or this arc is wrapping up soon. Because right now I'm having a... Unfortunately, there really hasn't been anyone who's been the main antagonist of LF. The chapter's over, by the way. I can set this down. There really has never been a main antagonist of LF so far. I mean, you kind of got those vibes with Loki, but it looks like Loki really doesn't appear what he seemed to be. The Holy Knights are definitely a threat, but, I mean, and I've been seeing a lot of people, including the Grand Line Review, post this. After you showed off Figurlin Shamrock, the rest of the Holy Knights, while definitely a threat, seem kind of lesser by comparison. I mean, listen, Ichiro Oda is the master of subverting expectations. He's done that before a bunch of times throughout this series. So, I definitely have faith that he'll make something work out here. However, I do find it a little bit jarring how I think we just had a 2-week break, and I think we have another 2-week break. I tell you what, though, I can totally see a bunch of fans of One Piece who happen to be moms having just had Mother's Day yesterday, reading this chapter and immediately want to like run up to their kid and give them like the biggest hug ever. Because I can tell you right now, and I'll say it again, Rania, that little girl, she's badass. She is. Like, and I mean that in the most complimentary of ways. I mean, she's not doing this to, like, she doesn't want to see anyone sad or unhappy. That's why she wanted to do what she said she was going to do. Like, that is so cool. That is super cool. Again, if I ever have a kid and she turns out to be even half as brave as that little girl, I could call myself a good parent. I really could. I'd be okay with calling myself a good parent. I mean, first things first, I actually have to find a nice girl to be with, but you know what? Semantics. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say little. Any child I would have, son or daughter. Like, if they were as brave as that little girl right there, or even half as brave, you know, I would like, you know what, I did a good job being a parent. So, yeah, man. This chapter was awesome. I mean, it kind of sucks we have to wait 2 weeks before another chapter, but you know what? It's fine. I've waited longer for, well, I don't know. There have been some things that are greater than the One Piece manga, I'll say that, but not many. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humbled to make this video for all you guys who watch the show today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk to me, I'm always going to be here to lend and always hear back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.